Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Kamek. I am currently a junior taking a Writing in the Workplace English course at the University of Louisville. In the course, I've completed 2 of 5 major writing pieces, as well as this video reflection so far. I haven't taken any English class since I was a freshman, but while in this course, I have grown into a stronger writer throughout each project that I have done. I have learned new concepts like writing as revision. There is no general writing. Writing has changed into many forms as technology has grown over the years, as well as some others. Writing as revision was a concept I knew but didn't necessarily value as much until this course. When it comes to writing, I would say I am somewhat of a perfectionist. Keyword on somewhat. When it came to revision, I wouldn't look at the content of my paper, but rather the grammar and spelling aspect of revision, and I would constantly be changing things because I didn't know when to stop. During this course, I learned that fixing grammatical issues is more commonly known as editing and not revision. So when revising my papers in this course, I had to look for major rhetorical concerns like theme, audience, idea development, and others to really get to the heart of my work and make it better. This was very evident in my cover letters, pieces of writing at the front of my drafts asking my peers questions to keep in mind when helping me revise my paper. At first, I would write questions about the editing portion and revision, but as the course went on, I would ask more questions about the flow and organization of my paper. I was also taught how to use the Track Changes tab in Word. This feature allows for you to see the revision and editing that you've done to your paper from the original. Here you'll see all the changes I've made to my Project 1 paper. This paper, I had to reflect much like this video about my writing journey before this course. I wrote this paper in sections addressing 3 separate questions asked of me in the rubric. As it was time to enter the revision process, I couldn't have revised my paper as good as I did without the help of my classmates and professor. Receiving this feedback was a vital part of helping me grow as a writer. I had to decide which comments from my peers to use in my revision and which to respectfully decline. Which brings me back to being somewhat of a perfectionist and learning more about what to change and not change during my revision. It has made me realize that I don't need to change every little thing in my paper, which in turn gave me more confidence to know when to stop and turn in my work. I have grown up in the technological world, so writing has always been both original writing as well as typing. However, it wasn't until this course I saw writing in technology a different way. We read What Counts as Writing by Dorothy Windsor in class, which basically talks about the different forms of writing used in technology, as well as new aspects of writing no one wanted to see. The author used engineering as an excellent example of how people type things into machines and machines print them out, which forms writing. But some people don't see it that way because it's not the traditional way. Which brings me to this project, which is based around multimodality modes used in writing. There are 5 main modes: oral, spatial, gestural, visual, and logistics, most of which I have tried to showcase in this reflection video. I also used some of the modes in my previous Project 2 case study of workplace writing. I conducted an interview, oral mode, and then took that interview and turned it into a paper. I had to analyze pieces of writing given to me, which also is in the paper where I showed visual images of the documents when talking about them. It was interesting to see how I used some of these modes in my past projects without learning about the modes first, which also allowed for me to see my growth as a writer by pointing out which modes I used to my piece really good and which modes I didn't use that could have made my piece better. It was also very helpful to learn the useful skills needed for conducting an interview and analyzing documents that I had never seen before. The document analysis worksheet our professor gave us was phenomenal in helping analyze these confusing documents, which I will now probably always have handy when analyzing new documents. Another thing I learned and grew on while writing in this course might seem obvious, but in this course, I read an article by Elizabeth Wardle, You Can Learn to Write in General. In this reading, she explains the fact that there is no writing in general. Everything we write has purpose, and with that means there's no class that can teach us to write. We as writers take what we have learned in the past with us while also continuously learning new skills to keep in mind for different and new situations. I had no idea what to expect in this course. Research papers, learning to write like a lawyer, or just plain old essay papers. It was nothing like that. Every piece of my portfolio has a theme, some that even tie together to make up one body of work of everything I've learned in the past and presently in this course. From Project 1 on writing about my writing journey before this class to Project 2, requiring me to interview a lawyer and analyzing work documents to get a feel for writing as a lawyer, to even this video reflection about my growth in the class, is all connected through my newfound knowledge I gained in this course. As an example of this would be the emails I have sent to my professor. Emails, of course, have purpose. However, workplace emails rely heavily on the past knowledge of what professional language is. But in this course, I had to expand my knowledge of professionalism by adding a signature at the end of my email and addressing the person or persons at the beginning of it. I've gained a lot of useful skills in this course that I will forever keep in mind in my mental toolbox going forward in my career. All in all, this course has helped me become more aware of things I need to revise in my paper, which in turn has made me a more confident writer. I also learned a lot about how much the writing world is changing due to technology, so our writing and own views of writing should change with the times. Before this course, I was a very strong writer in terms of reaching and capturing my audience. During this course, I got better with giving more context into things such as background sources for everyone to understand and not just the people taking my course, which is something I would like for all of you to keep in mind while looking through my portfolio on my clippings website. Thank you for listening to my reflection, and I hope this goes to show how versatile writing can now be with the help of technology.